Hi guys, just a quickie just before the show starts. Really great show this week. Saturday morning GMT18 with Anthony Costa from Blue. Really great show. Please stay tuned. Anthony covers all sorts regarding COVID, how that's affected the entertainment industry, what members of the Saturday morning GMT crew who resemble most the Blue crew, so the Blue band, or the Blue group, the boy band, the man band, whatever you want to call them now, talks about Tottenham managers, talks about Euro 2020, his thoughts on the England-Scotland game. Loads and loads are included. Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos leaving, and who he would have as the manager of Tottenham, the new manager of Tottenham. Only one problem is camera failure, so we don't have the visuals from it, but we got a great audio podcast, clear as crystal. Moving forward, cameras have been made, been readied, and we're good to go. But just before that, today the launch of this episode has come on Father's Day. If you haven't already got him something, it's still a major opportunity, and nothing says I'm sorry for getting Father's Day or I love you, Dad, more than a world-class trimmer for his balls. You heard it right, the Lawnmower 3.0 from Manscaped. www.manscaped.com is the best body hair trimmer on the market. It's almost foolproof. You can't clip, trip, or slip on your nutsack. It offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SMGT at www.manscaped.com. As well as that, they don't just offer Manscaped ball trimmer or the lawnmower. They also offer nose bush trimmers, which I know a lot of fathers suffer with. Have you ever seen sort of them annoying around the table, say Christmas or birthdays or even Father's Day, if you sit around the table with them, nose hairs hanging out or ear hairs? These performance boxes come fitted. Have a look. See the best one that suits your old man right now on www.manscaped.com. SMGT, the promo code there. Crack on, your balls will thank you. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Saturday morning G and T. Another week, another guest. Anthony Costa, how we doing, mate?
You alright, mate? You alright?
Yeah,
why is it called Gin and Tea?
Glen and Turk.
Glen and Turk.
Oh, Glen, I thought it was Gin and Tonic.
We're pissheads, basically. This is just straight gin. Straight gin. And I'm meant to be the pisshead.
Yeah, the saying is, what do you need after a G&T? You need a P.
You need a P.
You need a P.
Yeah. I like that one. What's happening?
All good, mate. Thank you for joining us on our podcaster today.
That's all right, mate. That's all right.
Sponsored by Costa. Just before we get started, Anthony, we was having a little think about bits and pieces around sort of you and Blue. And we thought, well, as we've got you, we're all similar sort of age.
Yeah.
We might look at sort of incorporating you into our sort of group. We've got Turk there, who's got the vocals. We've got Pre there, who's got the looks. We've got me, who's got
financial advisor. I need someone like that, mate.
Who would you say who would you allocate the role of Simon Webb to out of us?
I have to go Turks. His brother-in-law, but. Yeah, it depends who's the late one. Who's 15 minutes late?
He's there.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Yeah.
Webber's a 15-minute.
You're a Web then.
Who would you go with? Who would you go, Duncan? Then it's got to be Turk on it because
you know.
I think of you, like just smartly. He's got the waistcoat on.
No, I was going to allocate Lee today because since I was I always got everyone.
Mix between Lee and Dunk.
Yeah.
Turks is me because he's Mediterranean.
I even give us a name, mate. You were blue, we're grey.
I love that.
I'll
be there, boys.
Cool. So, I mean, how's it been, mate? Has COVID and everything been treated?
Yeah, it's been tough, isn't it, for everyone? I was talking to Turks just before we went on air, and the homeschooling, that's a tough one, isn't it?
We had a whole segment on it on the show, talking about it every week, and these two were like pulling their hair, and I was saying, yeah, it's really good because I go to work. And
but it was hard.
No,
I'm not I don't know about you, Les. I'm not a stay-at-home sort of person. I can't stay at home. I mean, listen, fair play to people who want to stay at home, work from home and all that. I'm not all about it. I like to be interacting with people, being in amongst it all, and to be stuck at home and just, it was like Nightmare on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
It was
How was
tough.
it for you with like the way that things are in terms of, are you doing mainly sort of gig work still and stuff like that surrounding, or what's your sort of current day-to-day type?
Current day-to-day, as we're talking now, nothing. I like to say I'm working every day, but unfortunately I'm not because of the business I'm in.
Yeah.
But gigs are starting to come thick and fast now, touch wood, and once things open up, then...
Was there much support for you during all of this in terms of like people like you? Because like hospitality and entertainment were really
there was obviously with the bounce back loan that really helped out and stuff, and this loan and that loan. And again, I've just been really, really wise with my money in terms of budgeting everything, which I never used to do before.
Yeah.
I've been financial troubles back in the day. So now, especially me and Webby, we talk on a regular, and he literally says things like, yeah, man, just take anything, bro, because you just never know, this pandemic might come again. And you think to yourself, yeah, you're right. So it's literally just budgeting everything. It's just being, cautious.
And what, as a performer, I think it's the hardest thing, because, anyone who's under 30 won't really be able to relate to it. For us in our age, you guys and what you do, as a performer, someone's clipping your wings and going, you can't go and do what you're good at. And your buzz is getting on stage and entertaining.
Yeah.
And the entertainment business has been hit so much. And we miss it as fans that used to go to gigs and stuff like that. But for you guys, I mean, that's tough. It's tough. Someone's basically strangling you and going, you can't sing.
Yeah, and especially now with all the rules, you can't dance, you can't sing. If you sing, then you pass on these things. And it's just like, when is it going to end? Do you know what I mean? And I think now we've got to get to a point now where it's like crazy, where we haven't been supported as an industry. And it's just sad how when people want singers or dancers or acts, especially, like the restaurant, you're not going to go and get a politician to come and give a talk at Turks' restaurant. You're going to go and get a singer or a dancer or a saxophone player to come and play at restaurants, venues, etc. So the entertainment industry has been hit proper hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to hear that there was sort of support. I mean, you hear some other people that have been left in the lurch and banging trouble, but onwards and upwards, mate. It looks like we're coming to an end of it, but can't guarantee it from what Boris has been saying, can you?
You can't, mate.
We had Turk put a post up the other day saying, which is what you meant to do, are you?
Well, just listen. I sit there and watch the news, and it has a knock-on effect on everyone. But ultimately, you just got to smile and you got to get on with it. And hopefully, there's better times ahead, so people can start getting out and watching gigs and going to support people that they want to be entertained by. Yeah. So,
100%.
Lucky we've had football, because I tell you what, without football, I don't think I'd have been smiling at all.
No.
But
if they'd have cancelled this Euro, for example, I would have been climbing walls.
It's been a distraction, isn't it? It's been a distraction. Now, whether that's a good distraction because you don't know what's going on, or you're taking your eye off the ball, what's going on, or a bad one, it's been a distraction and been a bit of a respite there. And it's good that you kind of go down to the pubs a bit more than we was.
Only with 5 other mates, though.
Yeah.
Well, 2-6, mate. Like, you go down the phone, innit? You're like,
can't make it. Can't make it.
Luckily, I'll begin with an A because I always get the first phone. My name was like Zach. You'd be.
I better change it from my phone. I'll be on the Simon's mate and.
I'm not having that.
Well, I ain't got 5 mates, so I'm 3 of them are here. Big Tottenham fan.
Of course.
Big Tottenham fan.
Yes.
How's that come about? Is that family thing?
No choice, mate. I had literally no choice. I was born a month after the FA Cup final in '81. And all my family is Spurs. My old man, the minute I was born in hospital, my old man went out, bought me the Spurs kit. And that was it. My love for Spurs started from them, mate. I think one of my first words was Hoddle. It's crazy.
Why do you think my name's Glenn?
Yes. You can pick your friends and your family. Well, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends, your missus or your partners, but you can't pick your team, man. You're born with it. But I can't understand why people don't get that. I'm from the old school. I can't have, I've heard people go, my brother's Arsenal and I'm Spurs, or my brother's Chelsea and my other brother's Man United. Yeah. I can't.
But that's because
I can't get my head around
that can happen if you haven't got, say, like my parents don't support a football team because when they come over here, they weren't into football.
That surprises me because he was up for it for the cup final.
Yeah, of course he was.
He
loves it.
But it's interesting to hear that.
They're influenced by us.
Did Tottenham not have a player called Priya Shodder back in the day?
He's in the youth team.
But yeah, no, that's basically it. So I kind of fell in love with Spurs, say mid to late 80s.
So Waddle,
of course, yeah. And
Gazza.
then
I think a lot of people was Gazza and
Lineker.
Lineker. And then siblings start going to have rivalries, didn't you? And they go, well, if you're supporting Spurs, I'm going to support Arsenal or whatever.
Yeah, and when there's no guidance from on top, that's what happens, sort of thing. You know, you choose your own team.
Yeah.
And then I went away for about 3 years. Went to boarding school in India. Come back, and fucking brother's an Arsenal fan. And again, he just influenced by watching Ian Wright. Unfortunately, I have to speak to him every day.
I'm like you. I had no choice in the matter, and good or bad, and we laugh and joke about it. But my old man, West Ham, it was like you got to be West Ham, and then that was it. And there's no other conversation.
But then you look at it now, both of my girls, both of my daughters, big Tottenham fans, and go to the Christmas party, everything. And then you've got, and it's funny, you see it with my brother's two daughters. They're both Arsenal, and you can see the four of them just beefing. Yeah, just like, mate, there was a time when my dad actually threatened to call the police when we used to live in East Ham, mate. He threatened to call the police on me and my brother just because we were getting off, mate. It weren't physical, but he goes, the way you're talking to each other. It gets you, doesn't it? Yeah, cool.
So I don't know that. I can't get it, Glenn. I can't get it, boys. You're born into it. And I was talking to my dad the other day. I saw him with my sister. My brother's a lunatic Spurs. I'm a bit passive aggressive with Spurs. You know what I mean? I love them and I hate them at the same time because of what they put us through as fans. Whereas my brother is a complete lunatic. Like he was telling me when we played Arsenal, he got in the front line by actually getting pushed, and he's like, he found himself in the front line. He was like, "Yeah, come on, then." And he was like hiding behind his mate, like that. And so I just can't get my head around it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember having the option really.
I had no option.
No, it was just a thing. And there's a video on BBC from when we won the 1991 FA Cup, and I'm on the balcony, and there's me, my mum, my dad wasn't even there, he's probably in some pub somewhere or something, but there's me, my mum and my sister on the balconies overlooking Tottenham High Road, and the cup's being paraded, and I'm however old I was at the time. But yeah, it just weren't really an option, whether that's a blessing or a curse, I don't know.
No, the old man was like to my mum, make sure you're not giving birth today, because it was the Ricky Villa goal. Yeah. So my mum, because there was no mobiles, was it? So my old man went with my granddad, and there's no mobiles. So my mum's stuck indoors watching the game because she's Spurs as well. She's out here with me. It was crazy.
It's true. Like, me and my dad, everything is done around the diary of Spurs football calendar. Yeah. Right? So it's like when I was getting married, it was like it's got to be pre-season because we can't risk the chance that a game can get moved from a Saturday to a Sunday or whatever. Yeah. So it was like, right, we're going to get married in July then. 100%. And any event that happens, it has to be around the.
But that's everything, though, isn't it? That's anything we do in life.
Yeah.
We look at the calendar, we look at where we're going, what we're doing, but what comes from football.
Yeah, but Webby, like, we went to Webby's wedding, right? Killed me, man. It was like the first game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And we all had our phones. We all had our phones out, and I was like...
And we weren't allowed to have our phones out.
That's the worst thing. Because Simon was like, yeah, I know it's our first game of the season, but like, boys, it's my day. We like, yeah, don't worry, bro.
Also, it was being covered by the magazine, so you couldn't take any photos, so you weren't allowed to have your phone out. And everyone was like looking at their phone for the football. Either or any of the other boys, any sort of football fans or anything like that?
Sarge United. He was born in Manchester.
Lee's a Charlton fan, isn't he?
Lee's just started to get back into Charlton. He lost the love for it when he was back in the day, but. Yeah, he's starting to love it because his son has got really into football. Yeah. So I think he's sort of brought that love back of Charlton. But he's trying to get me back now. I'm like, mate,
a couple of years, mate, you might be back down.
I know. All I remember is Clive Mendonca for Charlton. You know
we had Alan Kobishley on last week. We were sort of talking about those memories because that sort of era for Charlton is like their golden era, isn't it? Like,
good.
They're really good, weren't they? Really good ones.
Chris McHale, Luke Young,
Danny Murphy, all those boys. You know, that comes back to the same old adage where they say that, you know, be careful what you wish for, innit? Like the Charlton fans then, they thought they hit a level down in Coventry could take them no further.
Yeah.
But similar to Spurs fans with Pochettino.
Yeah. Yeah, you know we got to
bruv, we were sitting there in that Colchester game and we had enough,
I was done, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. And I was like, come on, we've got to put the players in. You weren't having it, mate.
Do you think that at that stage that it was the players down in tools or the manager and staff down in tools? Because I get the feeling that it was almost mutual at that stage. Because I think that there was a lot of empty promises given to Pochettino and the team at that stage. And as a manager, if you're not, that goes in all walks of life. If you're not motivated, you're not going to relay that to the rest of the team. And I mean, Pochettino's interview manner at that stage, Pochettino's demeanour was very, very.
He was calling them out, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And he came out with about 6 months before that, he's saying, so when he started at Tottenham, he was a head coach. Then he became a manager, and then he was actually coming out and saying, I'm not a manager anymore. Let's call me head coach.
Yeah.
And that's
he was calling for the rebuild, wasn't he, at that stage?
This is it. I mean, again, I'm going to come back to the game with me and Prish because that was the game for me where I went, I'm done with him. I'm done. You can't sack 11 players, not that, as much as I wanted them to, because I could see what Poch was trying to do, but the cheapest and best option was to sack Poch.
Yeah.
But they down tools, Glenn. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I remember seeing Ali. Ali was on the pitch. Who else was there?
Eric Dyer was on the pitch.
Enough players to win that game.
Enough players
I
to
think
win
the
that
problem
game.
was the Spurs players, I think they got burnt out.
They didn't wake up, innit?
You had a fantastic starting 11 and say a squad of 14 that were getting used in Europe, Premier League and competing, right, and doing really well. I just think they got burnt out by the end of it. And that rebuild that Pochettino so wanted, that Spurs still need, has not happened. So the cheapest option, get rid of Poch, and wherever manager comes in, goes, look, you've got a team there that's just finished in the Champions League final and that's finishing third or fourth regularly. Be a good manager and do what you can. But it was never going to be punching.
He was punching well above his weight.
And I'm pleased this year, although the season's just gone, I'm pleased we didn't get Champions League. Because I know for a fact we would definitely not have bought any players, because the chairman would have been, oh gosh, we've got Champions League with this squad. Amazing, let's carry on. Well, no, it needs a rebuild. You've got your Champions League final, which we've got to by the skin of our teeth. Let's have it right.
But well deserved still at the same time.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
it's
well
a
deserved.
competition, isn't it?
Yeah,
but you've got to go and win it.
Yeah, and I think that was the tears in the semi-final is always the thing that plays in my mind, that we was buzzing by winning the semi-final rather than being focused on winning the final.
Yeah,
and that's what you look at with.
And I looked at that final and I was like.
But
I come across a
very
good Liverpool team.
I haven't posted
a
single post,
but
other than the stories about that. Mate, I went out. They got tickets last minute via Victor Wanyama. Flew out there on the same flight with Townsend. And I was there, mate. That was probably the most painful day I've had in football, mate. It was meant to be the best day ever.
I was FaceTiming pre for. Was we FaceTiming?
Yeah,
we were FaceTiming.
Yeah.
I was in the stadium, but there was no excitement, was there? There weren't one element of like, there wasn't nothing for me.
But then you come to people like, again, I'm gonna say it, and it's the truth. The Sons of this world, the Kanes of this world, the Alis of this world. We've had opportunities to go and win these cups, right? We've been in 3 finals, not scored in any.
3 finals,
2 semis.
No, well, yeah, with current, but
So say 5 finals, with including semis. No one's turned up. Yeah. So whose fault is that? Yeah. Are these players good enough to get us over that line? I don't think they are.
I'm gonna skip forward to go backwards, because I think it's quite a good point at the minute in regards to the Levy scenario. Now, there's a general point of view with Levy that everybody's negative against Levy right this second, and there's protests and there's this and there's that. I've got an element of me that thinks of it sort of more logically rather than passionately about it. I remember in 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, being that bottom half sort of lower end team, nicking Alan Nielsen for 500 grand and being excited about it. I remember signing Gregor Raziak on loan. I remember having Andy Booth from Huddersfield on loan. I remember that. Yeah. And I remember now the past sort of 5 years, which has been built up by Levy. So I do think he's got a bit of credit in the bank. I think now is the telltale sign for it because he has actually built us to that stage. I think now is the key point of you've got us to that stage, but I remember the bad times as well. But the people protesting, mate, were 17, 18, 90-year-olds that weren't about then.
Yeah.
They weren't about.
All they know is Champions League football. I get that. But you're coming back to the 90s, I didn't expect much. I used to go into school on a Monday, we'd lose 3-1 to Forest. But there was something about this club that just kept me there. Do you know what I mean? I'll never turn my back on my club, ever.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect much. But because of when Levy's come and he's done this and he's built and we've gone to the finals and this and that, we've never progressed.
No.
Yeah.
We've always regressed. I'm like, well, what is the point of going to these finals and not going to go and win it?
You've got the best stadium probably in the world.
Does that mean anything?
No. But that's what I'm saying about the training ground. But the team's not fit for purpose no more.
It's stale.
And you know what? It's going to sound really controversial, but with everything being said about us not doing it in finals and semi-finals with all the players we've got, I genuinely believe that. Look, Kane's gone, I believe. Yeah, he's probably going to Manchester City.
You've seen who we got first game of the season.
Yeah,
that's not a fix, is it?
Could you imagine that?
I tell you what, he will not play that game unless today he gets an extra 25 or 20 million for it.
He probably won't go until the end of the window anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they leave us with half an hour to get a player on loan to.
But this is it about football.
Who do we get back? But
going back to what you guys said,
Fraser,
as an outsider to that, I've seen Spurs progress and not liked it. Don't get me wrong. From that team that were competing with West Ham for 13, 14 spot, right, and we was always like that, and got into a league where, my God, Spurs could win the league. That beginning, yes, Leicester won the league. I started believing it. I was like, Spurs can win the league here. And then you built it up to a nice stage where you're competing. Listen, got to a Champions League final, right? That's a massive thing. The problem is, it's how do you push on from there with the same players? You can't. You have to every year invest. Problem was, at that time, it was parallel to building this amazing new shiny stadium. And with the debt that's coming with that, the money was not spent into the club properly. So you had to recycle the club players over that 2 or 3 year period.
We would have done something.
Couldn't spend the money.
That's spot on. What
yeah,
100%. 100%. But if we're talking football, forget rivalries for 1 second, right? You take Tottenham and you take West Ham, yeah? Okay, present company included. West Ham have got a good team of players. Spurs have got 2 or 3 great players and 8 or 9 average players. Let's have it right, okay? Let's call it right, yeah? That's my personal opinion. On paper, Spurs are a better outfit than West Ham, player-wise, yeah? Look at the way they played this season, man. They played for that manager.
Yeah, that was the one thing that you massively noticed.
100%. And it used to, Spurs fans used to wind me up. I used to love playing West Ham. Last year, I'm like, they're going to beat us. And I said on one of the pods, I went, Lanzini will score against us, and he hasn't scored since.
He loves a goal against Spurs.
Loves a goal against Spurs.
He took his shirt off, you see how unfit he looked. He still managed to do that.
But this is what I'm
saying. Do you not think it's a weird one? Because you look at that Tottenham team, and no disrespect to West Ham, because they had a much better season than Tottenham. But if you go and took Lo Celso out of Tottenham and put him in West Ham, he would be the star of that team.
Yeah, or he probably would
if you took Ndombele out of Tottenham's team and put in West Ham's team,
I don't think he'd start. Not over
Do you not?
No way.
Well, no, that's the thing.
No, I don't think he would, Glenn.
I think Dele Alli would be the same as Lingard in that team. I'd
have Lingard all day. Look,
Lingard was massive for us. The problem was we had a really good
Lingard was
machine.
I mean, if Lingard wasn't there, I don't mean alongside, but I mean if Lingard wasn't there and Ali had that opportunity to be the focus of it,
we had 11, 12 good players that were performing. Outside of that, a few injuries and we would have been effed. But the TOG worked throughout the season because everyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And there was no unrest. I've seen West Ham with unrest. We've had protests, we've had this, we've had that. I think this year at Spurs, the message from the top just filtered down to the players. And by the end of it, the players were rowing. They didn't care. They knew that Kane was going, I think. Song started dropping a bit of form. So that partnership didn't work. And then, to be honest with you, I think your best player or most consistent was Holbjerg.
Yeah.
And even he got burnt out because there's no
because he played every single games.
Yeah,
it's a joke. You can't play that many games. But But coming to your point, West Ham, they were running through walls for David Moyes.
They ran out of steam and they were still going, weren't they?
They were
Towards the end.
still
You look at Antonio, I think they were like wheeling him on in the end, and he was still giving his all.
Well, I think a big thing for last season was West Ham only had that one game a week or whatever it was. You know, there's no Europe, but no additional games.
This will be the test of West Ham.
Yeah, massive test this year, massive.
They're
We need
going
to
to
invest.
invest. Yeah,
We need to invest.
more players.
You're coming on to the Europa League, yeah? If I told you this time last year that we'd get beat by a team with the manager in prison, you'd laugh at me, innit?
That was the one game, and I just thought I have no idea what's happening there. That was the game, and
They down tools that game.
You can tell.
that was disgrace. Like it was.
That was like Colchester. They didn't start playing until that second half of that extra time.
Yeah.
Both games, Colchester and that
3-0
game.
up as well from the first.
Yeah,
2-0
Yeah.
it's a mentality behind it, though, isn't it?
2-0 when they beat
Because
them
what you've
3-2,
got
innit?
there is he decided to start the first team to start off with to finish it off. So then you've got nowhere to go, have you? So generally, like when you either do that or you start the weaker first team and then bring on the bigger players.
Yeah.
Which is what we had to do with Wickham. How can you not beat Wickham?
No,
With the amazing players and the youngsters we've got. That's what I'm sick of it, man. I'm
So,
sick
so
of
boys,
it.
was this
we're not
a-
expecting
was
to
this
win
a
the league, mate. I
Mourinho
promise
thing,
you,
though?
we're not.
No, not at all.
So was this a Mourinho thing, or was this the players
Yeah,
just didn't?
again, with Mourinho,
It's players.
it's Daniel Levy's living out his fantasies, isn't it? He's been wanting to sign
Yeah.
Mourinho.
That's why he had AVB in my eyes. I think he thought he
since he left Porto to come to Chelsea, he's been wanting to sign him, and he finally got his man after 15 years.
Yeah.
I think with us, with Mourinho, us fans or certain fans were ready to jump on Mourinho's back. Yeah. He was calling players out, and rightly so. If he came out and we'd lost the West Ham game when it was 3-0, to me that was a loss, right?
It was.
Okay. And he came out and went, "Oh, I'm really proud of my players. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of the backroom staff. I'm proud of the tea ladies. I'm proud of the secretary." I'll be thinking, "You've gone mad, bro." But because he called out certain types of players, fans were ready to get on
Or
it.
he went, I mean, the first 10 minutes were amazing. But that was about it.
Let's
really,
face
wasn't
it, he come with a pedigree, but also
It's
from Chelsea,
Yeah.
right? So as a fan, whether we like it or not, we've done it at West Ham for years. Some people just don't give it a chance, right? And they're on his back straight away, boom, 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 boom. And then any little thing, it didn't work out. And I would say a good percentage of people didn't like Moyes, and he's obviously had to win us over. But with Spurs, they signed Mourinho for one reason:
to go and win
to
something.
win the league.
100%.
And then they got rid of him the week before the cup
That
final.
just
I've just not got the head around that.
I don't get it.
I've just not got my head around that.
There's a trail of thought that there was an element of Super League money that was being counted on at that stage as well. I don't quite work out.
There's no money for the Carabao Cup anyway. We worked out the other day. It's fuck all money.
But it's something, man. It gives
Yeah,
you something.
I know.
give a
But
boost.
but the problem is you've got.
Well, look at Man City, Pre. Man City go out to win every trophy they go into because then that builds that winning mentality.
Yeah.
You look at it every single season.
It's money. It's not money that you're going to win, but they probably have to pay out a bonus to Mourinho if he had won that.
Well, did you read? You must have heard the Jamie Redknapp.
Yeah, the
You
voice.
must have heard the voice now.
Yeah.
It's been publicised now, so we can talk about it. But that makes perfect sense to what happened and why it happened. But if you then want to move on and kick on, who's the one manager that you won in the cup final, and who's the one player that you won in the cup final? Mourinho and Bale.
And he's
Yeah.
at the
That
bench.
is it.
The starting wins.
And yet, 100%. You want Bale. You want Bale. He is. I've said it on many
and
occasions.
the game before and the game after, he smashed it, Bale.
Yeah.
But he's got something to prove, hasn't he? At that stage, I've been left out on this, but this is what I could have done if I started.
Boys, a few weeks ago, I asked you who you wanted as your manager and who you would take as a signing.
I don't know anyone.
you mentioned Lukaku at the time, and there was obviously a few other managers, Martinez, that was being mentioned. Who do you want and as your next manager?
No.
And did you want Conte?
100%.
Did you want these types of people? Who's
100%.
the man for you?
For me, mate, it was Conte from the minute Mourinho left or got sacked. I was like, right, Conte, go and get him. We can do it. We can build on that.
Yeah.
And then I
And that was
Spurs
before
fans
him
going,
quitting Inter, yeah? That was before.
just after. I was like, I love Conte at Spurs, man. I love what he's done at Inter Milan. I love what he's done at Chelsea.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. He's the only manager in the
He's a
Premier
winner,
League
isn't he? He's a
history to
winner.
play three at the back. So I was like, yeah, man. But then some Spurs fans, he's ex-Chelsea. I said, No,
I
listen.
don't think he's ex-Chelsea. I think he's an ex-Chelsea manager.
Yeah.
He's not in great.
It's not in great.
not.
Glenn Hoddle went to Chelsea and managed Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
But we still welcome Glenn with open arms because
Look
he's
at
a
George
great
Graham.
player for us. The man with the raincoat. Do you see what I mean?
My dad, we went to, was in the semi-finals, I think it was, against
Worthington
Newcastle.
Cup?
Against Newcastle.
Oh, at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're standing there. My dad started, the only time the Tottenham fans have ever sung Georgie Graham's Blue and White Army. We never sung it since. We lost, that Shearer team. And,
But like again, it's him and Ramos are the only two managers in the last 21 years that we've won something.
Yeah.
It's a joke, man.
You've got to get over it. Like you said, Conte isn't Chelsea. He managed Chelsea. And to be honest with you, if you look back a year and a half ago, I think any good manager would have gone, I want that job. Yeah. Now you're looking at it and people are rejecting it left, right, centre, or they're having chats and the club isn't being sold to them because the investment's not there.
It's become a farce, mate. It's generally
it's comedy. If this was Arsenal, we'd be sitting here today laughing, going, they can't even attract no one.
Well, as a key negotiator, and that's what you would see Levy as. You'd go, Levy is negotiator. That is what he is born to do. He's bred to do. That's what he's there to do. In what we do, property or in finance or anything like that, if you go and offer it to 6, 7, 8, 9 people, which is what he's getting to, that job no longer becomes exclusive and desirable.
Yeah.
And if you're the manager, if they go and get John Smith today and he's 9th or 10th choice, what confidence does that impart?
Exactly.
Where's John Smith managing?
It's Dean Smith's brother.
Yeah, it's what we're
He's decent. He's decent. Yeah,
With Villa.
Yeah,
Why
Villa and Leeds this year, let's face it, what they've done.
Brilliant.
They're catching up. The Premier League is going to be a very different year over the next few years.
100%, mate.
This whole top 4, top 6, big 4, big 6, everyone is catching up with
You see how Villa put a bid in for Emile Smith-Rowe, mate?
Yeah.
And that's Arsenal's best player.
Yeah.
And
they just signed that guy, haven't they?
They got Brendini turned down Arsenal.
Yeah.
So the demographics definitely changing because everyone's got more money now.
So what do you think, guys? I mean, we've been through Conte, we've been through Fonseca, we've been through Gattuso, we've now been through supposedly going back for Pochettino as well. I forgot that element before at the beginning. Where do we think this leaves like the Tottenham manager's role? I don't quite know where we go from here. I mean,
right, Mason. Boys, he come in with a month left of the season, right? For whatever. Listen, Tottenham boy, whatever, blah blah blah. In my opinion, I thought that Spurs would have had it done and dusted by now with the Euros and stuff like that. They would have picked their guy, and they would have had someone in mind. I don't think these candidates were necessarily the ones that they were going for. Maybe Conte was. Everyone else.
I think Pochettino possibly was because of a 6 month or a year left on the contract thing, and that's a typical Levy deal, isn't it? You look at any little avenue.
Would he not have had that in his mind before making those big decisions? So Mason coming for a short period of time. Now I'm not saying he's the right man for the job, but at the moment, who else is in line?
For me, I'd rather
even Graham Potter's turned around and said,
could that have been a tactic from Pochettino to get the extra 2 years on his contract?
I think he genuinely might have wanted to come back. Because of the conversation he's had with the club and stuff like that. But you're with the owners like the Qataris who've got money, bucket loads of it. Mate, they're never gonna put their head down to anyone, and they would have kept him there. Come what, mate?
Yeah, I think it's a tough club though, mate. It's a tough club because if Mbappe folds his arms and goes, "I don't want to do that," he ain't doing that.
Mate. That's a failure.
No, Lille won't believe, isn't they?
To Poch, that's a failure. So does that tell me, as much as I love Poch, don't get me wrong, but the last 18 months of his reign at Spurs, he's a big game bottler. Let's have it right. He's a big game bottler. I'm not disputing the last year at White Lane where the football was unbelievable, and I loved every minute of that season.
Only if we didn't build that
Wembley as well.
Yeah.
I think this has been the death of us, mate. And Spurs are the type of team. This is how Spurs would be. We'll get bought out by a load of oil money, and then the next day, oil will be like non-existent. It'll be water.
I'm honestly surprised at this stage because of the money element.
Oh, mate, it's so similar to West Ham. Honestly, it really is. From that point of view. But so, what is your expectations for next year?
No expectations.
No,
genuinely no expectations.
Not at the moment.
I just don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah,
that's it. I just don't want to be embarrassed.
I've written off the season, mate, already. Pretty much, because whoever comes in, I have no faith in what's happening.
I can't go again with you next season.
My God, honestly. Until we don't actually appoint a manager, and mate, no one wanted Fonseca, but then you started watching his videos and understanding his philosophy, and you think, actually, he could be quite decent. You know,
quick question, if anyone's got any answers, how many Spurs players are international duty at the moment? I know with England there's only...
No, we've got one the highest international squads there is in the Premier League.
Whatever happens is, whatever new manager gets,
about 9 or 10 players.
He's not going to get those players
less
later than most of the other clubs. So the pre-season that he's going to have with the players is going to be
really
short, right? And then your first game of the season, bang, Man City.
Oh, mate.
All right, and then I think you've got Watford at home or something.
We've got 4 London derbies in a month.
There's a few tough games there. If you get off to a bad start, then it obviously adds a lot of pressure. But I just can't see what manager's going to come in. That's why I think you'll start with Ryan Mason as a manager, right or wrong. I think you'd end up with a crowd revolt if you end up starting the season with.
They'll bring in someone like Scott Parker's just been relieved of the duty.
He's going Bournemouth. Well, Scott Parker's going Bournemouth.
Tottenham coming for him will come Tottenham, isn't it?
Is that a good?
No. What I'm saying,
I think
it won't be Ryan Mason. I don't think it will be Ryan.
It'll be Scott Parker,
probably
Scott Parker
with
Ryan Mason and Medley,
or a Potter or someone like that. Potter, at least he's shown what he can do, and he's taking clubs in an upper trajectory.
He's already turned around and said that he wants to stay with Brighton.
He's got to say that he's the manager. He's got a contract there. He can't go around.
You know, there's talks of us getting Lamptey now. If we've got someone like Lamptey,
100%,
or Basuma,
all day long.
Mate,
Lamptey for me, when he come up, I mean, apparently we're in talks with him.
Premier League games.
Mate, have you seen those 10 Premier League games? It's been December. He's been injured since December.
I get that, but you're still talking about Tottenham Hotspur Football Club here, who are not a Brighton, and this goes back to our conversation. We're talking about Oliver Skip coming back to you guys this year.
I don't think he should.
Right, he's not going to turn Spurs into a top 4 team.
100%.
No, right?
100%.
He's obviously a good player, but he's no different to what you've got in there at the moment, and they need to spend money. You can't spend money without a manager.
We are fickle fans.
During the year,
if Skip comes back, and he has two good games, everyone will be like, he's the best.
Over 40, 50 games.
Then he has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bad games.
He's the new Winks.
We'll be sitting here again going, what's he doing?
He's the new Winks.
That's what we're like. Yeah.
Just before we pop on to the next subject, I thought with Gattuso being linked at this stage, but now not, and then not linked. Then soon moved out. I thought we'd relive a bit of a moment with Gattuso, with Joe Jordan.
There we go. But he's been at it all game, really, hasn't he?
Yeah.
See, that in itself's a booking.
Yeah.
You know, if you raise your hands in an aggressive manner, he has to go.
Yeah.
That's a booking.
Yeah.
If not a sending off.
But Joe was ready. He took his glasses off at the end of the game.
He's not done his homework.
Joe had a broken beer. He's got. Joe,
okay.
Lucky he didn't take his teeth out, Joe.
Well, he won't be troubling you at White Hart Lane anyway because he's suspended for that one.
Right.
See, those are the sort of nights that you can be proud of, and I still felt like that was my Tottenham at that stage. With
Redknapp, and we needed them 2 or 3 players. There was talks of us going in for a Suarez, and I think it was Gary Cahill, Redknapp said, and we ended up with Salah and Nelson.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, where do we go from there?
Yeah.
He looks so dejected.
I can see it in your face. It's like, we just needed 2 more players.
That's exactly what it was then, though.
Football does it to us.
We smashed Man United. We've done City that season. It's like, come on, man.
Well, there's no real definitive way we can finish this conversation because everything's so up in the air.
We
could go on.
But we can't actually say like this is where we think it's going to go because there's nobody apart from Conte. There's nobody actually available at this minute that you'd want or like. And
Ryan Mason's at home, let's wait by his phone.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Well, onwards and upwards, guys.
Well, look, let us know who you want, Tottenham fans. Comment below. Tell us who you want. You've heard what these boys want as a manager. Is it going to be Ryan Mason? Is it going to be Costa?
That's what you got.
Listen,
he's a kid.
It's like me saying, would you want Mark Noble as your manager?
Assistant one day. But let us know who you want because it'd be good, interesting to get those conversations going.
Absolutely. Euro 2020.
Yeah.
Big subject in a minute.
Yes.
Big game this evening. Even though the show's going to show show tomorrow morning. But I wanted to touch upon a real sort of almost sad, but it's come to a better sort of stage at this stage. The Christian Eriksen thing over the weekend. I was watching it. I was sitting there. I was at a house party or a garden party, giving my baby a bottle.
How many was there? Less than 30, yeah?
There was 100% less than 30, yeah. And I've looked up and my missus is sitting next to me, and you just get that sinking feeling in your stomach at that stage. And it was like me and my missus coincidentally went to the Bolton game with Fabrice Mwamba as well. So I just
Every game I missed that season.
It was horrendous. It's the worst feeling, and you just stand there in shock. But you can see at that stage, I honestly thought that Eriksen had gone because the way that he went down and the trembling that was happening, which they didn't re-show.
Good.
It was like, this is bad. This is really bad.
Did you see 10 minutes before when he's taking the corner and he's breathing heavily?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah.
No.
I rewound it because I was like, wow, this has come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Because it makes you think, if this guy is
so sad,
struggling, who's a fit guy, whatever, and you think to yourself, what chance have we got? Do you know what I mean? And when you watch it, your heart just drops because you just see the body just switch off.
I know, brother.
Going back to what you said, I didn't see the corner. Should this have been picked up pre-tournament? Do they do the check still? Is it something that didn't come up, didn't show up? It makes you think.
It does.
But then also, I think you were going to touch on it and allude to it. Should we have seen that much as viewers?
Yeah.
Should we have gone straight to the studio and cut off of it?
Yeah. And their excuse was that it weren't their TV production team on it. Doesn't matter. You guys could have cut it off.
You could have still
and
cut
you
off.
could have gone back to the studio.
Yeah, how does that get cut to Gary Lineker and whoever was commentating at the time if you don't have control?
No, but you don't have control over what's been shot.
No, agreed. But surely you have. Let's go back to our studio.
They can go back.
Surely,
100%. Touch of a button. You go back to the studio. And you don't let the viewers see it. There would have been young kids watching that.
They follow these misses.
It was a Saturday, wasn't it? It was as well Saturday. There would have been kids at home watching it and stuff like that, and they don't need to be seeing that.
Mate, I'm sitting there like this, and I mean, I've watched him for years and years and years. And we've got an affiliation with him, but I don't think I was unique just because I was a Tottenham fan.
No,
everyone had that.
The whole footballing world came together that day because it's someone's life. That's what I mean, and it's so
totally. And the one bit that got me as well is the wife. Watching the wife and the players with the wife, and at that stage, I see Schmeichel run over, and he's saying yes about something, and obviously he's either speaking in Danish or whatever's. He's saying yes, and then he shoots back, and the centre back,
who saved his life,
100%. He's with the wife as well as Schmeichel, and she's in his chest. And it looks like they're consoling her. Yeah. And at that stage, I thought he's gone. But I think he's gone.
These athletes, they know what their bodies are like. And I think the way that they saw him drop and with the machines coming on, they obviously feared the worst, as you would. Yeah, I mean, God knows what you would do in that situation, whether it was a good friend of yours or whoever. But watching that footage, the family and everything like that, they just brought it all back to think. I mean, should the game have restarted?
No,
that's the other thing as well.
I couldn't believe it. I just thought it'd be up.
Both the Schmeichels came out afterwards, didn't they? Yeah. That they said, we had a choice. We didn't have a choice. We had to go out there. We were told to.
That's disgusting. I think that's a disgusting move by UEFA if that's the case. And they forced them to play
that. They had that reserved day for that game to be replayed. They actually had that, but it wouldn't have gone with what they had planned. And it's these kind of things. You can't go with planning. You've got to go with the moment. There's got to be compassion, and there's got to be just where's the human element?
Yeah,
where's the human
humanity, isn't it?
On the flip side of that, we've seen some good footage recently of him with his thumbs up. He looks like he's back on the mend. I don't think they still he won't play again.
But that's not really. He's alive. He's with his missus.
Could you imagine the key point in it? Could you imagine he got his fitness back, played, and it happened again? They're liable. Done. That's it. They won't play again.
And he's only young as well.
It's 29.
On Thursday night, did you guys see in the Belgium-Denmark game where they didn't even kick the ball out as soon as it hit 10 minutes?
I saw that. That was lovely.
And I hope us Spurs fans do something this season for him, man.
I think the Premier League will.
23rd minute.
I think the Premier League will do it. And I'd expect it to happen at the Emirates, at West Ham, because it's not a rivalry thing. It was,
it's a football.
No, it was a football thing. The football family, anything like that, they raise about. you know, they go.
Yeah, it's happened. I mean,
together.
I remember it at West Ham with Mark Vivian Foe. I mean, it was different.
Man.
It happened on international duty. But we still remember it every single year because he was one of your players. But horrible to see. And I think that UEFA need to look at themselves massively.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, I think that's clear, crystal clear. On a more positive note, did anyone see Ronaldo over the last few days? He's actually broke the record. I think he got 10 and 11 goals in European Championship. Let's have a quick look at the penalty.
The competition than Ronaldo, and nobody has scored Ronaldo.
He's like that guy. If you look at his physique, everything about him is just chiseled, prime athlete. There's nobody else in world football that you can think of that looks after themselves to that degree. I don't think.
Also, one thing I noticed with 15 minutes to go, most teams, what they would do is they'll bring off a striker and they'll bring on another striker.
Yep.
There was not 1 second where Ronaldo was ever going to come off that pitch.
The same with Messi.
And he ended up scoring 2 goals.
You look at them two players, and you get Harry Kane do that as well. Harry Kane,
superstar, boys. I mean, I remember going to see United Spurs. I'm going to go back in time. The final, the 09 final, when we lost the penalties. Ronaldo had been quiet all game. Choluka had done a number on him, or a Cotto done a number on him. Unbelievable. I was like, right, man, Ronaldo, close up.
Yep.
He's having a poor game. 89th minute, boss, hit the post, hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
it was so, and that could have won the game. That's the difference between.
I was there as well. I mean,
Scholes
Scholes looked a better player. I mean, I was in the stadium with my dad, and I think we've been to every final since, and we still haven't won nothing. But I
don't think you should go again.
No. I think I paid 500 quid a ticket at that stage as well. Yeah, which is worse. But on that game, you're watching Scholes, and you're thinking Scholes is the player in that team, and then Ronaldo picks that ball, and exactly as you say, he changes games. And as we've said on multiple occasions, it's about moments.
Yeah, and that is why they are superstars. Messi moments, Ronaldo moments, even
Gareth
Bale moments.
Yeah. But he's got better as he's got older as well. At United, he was such a young kid. He's gone to Real Madrid and he's absolutely smashed it there. He's gone to Juventus and he's still doing it. And
that's the difference, isn't it?
He's still doing it.
That's the difference when you've got natural talent, and that's Messi, yeah. But you've got someone like Cristiano who has made himself by dedication, by his graft, and
But with Messi, he's been a one-man club. One club man, and he will be until he retires. And what his stats, what he's achieved is unbelievable, mate.
Yeah.
If he wins the World Cup with Argentina, best player in the world. Yeah. But I think with Ronaldo, he's done it in different countries, isn't he?
Yeah, he's proved himself.
France, England, Spain.
He's done it in Stoke,
Portugal. Been top scorer at every club.
Yeah.
I always gauge it on if I had a championship team, and you put Messi and Ronaldo in that championship team, which one would make the difference most? And I honestly believe Ronaldo would make a difference in the championship more than Messi at that stage. I think Ronaldo would be able to dominate that league, whereas I think Messi, although he is a magician and he's more naturally gifted,
I think Ronaldo has got the full package, i.e. he's good in the air. The guy leaps at 7 foot.
Yeah.
Right, he's obviously right foot, left foot. And I know Messi's thing as well, but he's played for Barcelona, which has always been the biggest club or the main club. Whereas, as we've said, we've had Ronaldo going to Premier League, Serie A, and obviously in Spain. And he brought Real Madrid back up from the dead. And he's done it single-handedly at times. So we'll talk about that forever, and everyone will have their opinion on it. But
which is great. This is what it makes.
But we're benefiting from having him as a.
But them are dark horse Portugal.
Their squad though, but they're defending champions though.
But they're playing it like that as well.
Yeah,
though,
of course.
They're a much better team than they was. Like, they was relying on. Who was that striker that scored the winning goal? That was
Postiga.
No. There was a striker. I can't even think of his name.
Remember the days when we were gassed to sign Postiga, mate?
I was buzzing, bro.
Yeah.
You've had a few of those, haven't you? Did Soldado as well? Do you remember?
No, but these boys, Soldado's different. Soldado's fucking. Rebrov is like the Postiga sort of era. Whereas with Soldado, he came.
Darren Caspi.
Exactly.
Bloody hell, mate. Aaron.
My mate had his name on the back. I was like, "You are stupid, bro."
It was when the numbers were massive.
You know who you were?
3D.
Yeah.
Paolo Trampsini, the left back.
Yeah.
Did you have Tremezano?
Tremezano. No,
Started there.
Oh, right, ended up back.
no, I had Anderton 9 on the yellow strip, and that was
I always had Sheringham.
Sheringham. I always Shearer for me
West
was
Ham
my
fan,
idol, but Shearer was my man.
Klinsmann, no, was.
Tasmania.
Okay, yeah, I can.
That's the last world-class player in his prime Spurs have signed.
Big statement, that. You reckon?
100%.
Signed, yeah. Of course.
signed, not had. I think Bale
Came to Spurs as a 16-year-old and became a class player.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
We never signed. We haven't
never
signed
him as
anyone
a
that's been in there.
package.
It's not like we're going to go and sign. I'm not saying we've ever signed Ronaldo to come to Spurs in his prime. The way he's a world-class player,
And the
Klinsmann had just won the World Cup.
That's right. He came off back on 94, innit?
That's
Yeah.
I know you think.
No. I mean, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking,
That's 27
right.
years ago.
I can't think of anyone that's come in and made the impact as well, whilst not being West Ham do it all the time. We always have the has-bees. You know, we always sign like Davisuka when he's like 38 years old, or like Freddie Lindbergh when he was 35. But someone in your prime, I'm thinking probably you're right. Yeah, it probably was
100%.
Klinsmann.
That's a fact.
That's mad.
Bale, as I said,
Tottenham made him, innit?
he could get in the team.
Yeah.
He couldn't win a game.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
coming
only
as a
to
left
that-
back as
He
well.
was
wasn't
gonna he was gonna be sent out on loan or
He was
something.
gonna
He was
Like
going,
the Forest
he was going
alone.
Forest the night before, a couple of days before, and then they kept him.
And Renat we got an injury to a Cotto.
So
Can't send him out.
yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, I mean, enough of Tottenham. It's depressing too much.
I think I'm right. I'm
Yeah.
talking about all day, Phil. But
That's 30 years ago, Glenn. That's
Yeah.
nearly 30 years, mate.
Look
But
at
I
old
mean,
boys.
yeah.
You can argue Modric, but Modric weren't world class when we bought him.
No, but
Yeah.
the thing with Modric that got me thinking with Modric was you had Bilic at that stage who come out and said that they've just signed a world-class player there. And he was his manager at Croatia, and he was like, he's too good to sign for Tottenham.
But Wenger
you
didn't
always-
want him because he was too lightweight.
You always get that sort of thing, like Leverkusen. Like the Leverkusen chairman said, I don't know why he's signing for Berbatov signing for Tottenham.
But he weren't world class.
He weren't world-class, no.
He hadn't gone
But
and
you
won a-
always,
he hadn't
when you
gone and
hear
won
that,
a-
you start thinking,
Always Modric.
No, we weren't world class when we signed him.
no, we put him out on the left wing for a period of time.
Yeah,
didn't we?
but a lot of these
That
players,
was
once they
Modric
leave
because he was
Spurs,
lightweight.
they go on and they win things. And
Talking about world-class, Sergio Ramos.
No,
Leaving.
I would love him at Spurs.
Let's have a look.
Imagine him with Don.
That was it, yeah.
well, great clip now.
No, that just sums up what his gamesmanship
Glenn,
is
he
like.
just gave the ball to Messi, mate.
So he threw the ball up.
I'm just hearing that we're going to play again.
Mate, the ultimate shithousery was when he got booked to be out of the quarter-final or the semi-final so he could play the final, and he went and shook the ref's hand. I was
Love that.
Batman.
I love that,
Love
mate.
that.
No, he was the epitome of
class.
a Spanish gladiator, mate. He scores goals. He
101 goals.
That's a
Like,
joke for a
I
right back
remember.
centre-back,
I
isn't it?
remember when he signed for Real Madrid from Seville.
as a right
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Was it Seville or Atletico Madrid?
No, Seville.
Seville, mate.
Seville,
Yeah.
So where's he going to go then?
It's going to be somewhere like a
PSG
PSG or a United
or Bayern Munich.
or Bayern Munich. Mate, it's just a dream.
I see him at Chelsea.
I would love him at Spurs.
I see him at Chelsea.
He's a
You
leader,
can't
isn't
have
he?
Ramos and Thiago
Thiago
Silva at
Silva.
centre back.
Yeah, true.
Could you imagine Ramos with? He would sort our defence out, mate. He ain't take no shit.
Imagine him
Guys,
die.
You've just been saying you guys have got no expectations and you're
I
right,
could dream
writing next year off.
I could
And then
tell-
you got,
dream.
we're going to get Ramos.
I'm not saying
You've
that.
got
man.
Eric Dyer. You've got Eric Dyer.
You see what we've got to put up with every week,
Mate,
especially this season.
Eric, let's blame everyone else. Dyer.
Well, Dyer, England International. It's all about the England International this afternoon with Scotland, England. What's your thoughts, guys? What do you think, Jack?
First of all, I think just going back to the Croatia game, I thought it was a great performance. I think that I don't think Croatia are the team that we've known, but I think England come out and started off really strong. Then it kind of fizzled out a little bit, and we've ended well. Look, we've got the result. We move on.
Mm-hmm.
I think tonight is going to be a massive game. I think England will win. I think we're just too good in that front 4 or 5 position. Grealish hasn't had any minutes yet, and I think He's one of our best players. I don't think Scotland have got enough in the final third to cause us a problem. I think
in the middle they're strong, isn't it?
They are. They've got Scott McTominay and stuff like that.
McGinn.
But I think if we get forward on them, I think avoid going down the right hand side. Personally, I think skip Robertson, go down the left, and I think
we'll Tierney back.
I don't know, but he still will play on that left hand side and push Robertson forward. I think if we go down our left, and I think we'll cause some problems. And I think Foden will be the main man today as well. I mean, just on that, Harry Kane last week just looked completely miles off of the Harry Kane that we used to. Yeah. But is he droppable in a minute?
You look at Lukaku. Look at Lukaku though in that Belgium team. That Belgium team play the same as what the Inter Milan team in terms of formation to get the best out of Lukaku.
100%.
That ain't the same with England. That ain't the same with England. So that might be the sort of thing that's missing there.
You say that about Kane, but if you watching that goal, all the plaudits goes to first to Calvin Phillips. Firstly, big round of applause for him, mate. He is a boy. I never really put him on that level until I saw that game, and I thought, this boy. Because you say whatever you want to say about Croatia, Brozovic, Kovacevic, you've got Modric. That midfield they've got. I was scared that they will dominate us in midfield. And mate, Calvin Phillips, different gravy, mate. Him and Rice.
There was the fitness levels as well. Like you look at how hot that game was.
I was going to say that, mate, and that's probably why they started up there and they dropped down because they're not used to.
Phillips is used to
look at Phillips'
running
manager
for 95 minutes non-stop.
I mean that would be the ideal equipment for me as a Tottenham fan, if I'm honest with you. Bielsa. That would be the epitome of a good.
You got a nice bucket.
Could you imagine how much of a legend he'd be over there if he went?
But what I was saying about that goal is, you say what you say about Kane, but Kane's presence helped create that goal as well, because where he made that run to the right,
he's always going to draw players,
and he drew two players with him, which allowed that space to be created for Sterling to run straight down the middle.
I think Sterling needs to be given a bit of credit as well, because before it was like, why is Sterling starting? And let's face it, he's not been on form, but he got himself into some really good positions.
Did anyone see that post of those blokes that were booing the kneel? The knee,
Black Lives Matter.
The knee, and then those same boys when Sterling scored were just cheering.
And this is the problem with football. That's exactly it. From one end to another, they could be doing that at the first minute of the game and then celebrating somebody. It's madness. But just going back to the game tonight.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you, Turks. I think Grealish needs minutes. I think we need to build our team tonight around Grealish. For me, one of the best ball carrying midfielders we've got driving forward, and I love the geezer bits. To me, he's the nearest to what Gazza was.
He
can turn his game on the head.
He's got a swagger, that arrogance.
He doesn't even really wear shin pads.
I don't know what he's got.
I love him.
Yeah,
but when he gets the ball, you know something's going to happen.
Something's going to be.
Southgate's.
He's scared.
Southgate's decision was justified with Sterling scoring, because the only way Grealish started the other day was instead of Sterling.
So you think Sterling
or
Grealish?
I think they'll start the same team.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult after the last game for them to change it. But
I think you'll see Grealish come on tonight. 100%. 70th minute.
I think he'll play
70th minute.
Oh, you think
he'll start? I think he'll start Grealish tonight.
I don't think you can change that.
I think you will.
Instead of who? It's got to be instead of Sterling. The only way he gets into
Foden.
But after scoring that winner,
he ain't going to drop Sterling.
Can't drop him.
But 70 minutes, you'll see Grealish come on today, regardless of the score.
I think he should have come on the other night.
Yeah, he should have said
Rashford. Minutes, man. Rashford, bless him.
Ain't a bad problem to have, though, is it?
For me, it's our back.
You need to have minutes in those legs, man.
I look at us, if we go 1-0 up, we are in good position, because teams then have to come to us, and our front 4 or 5 have got pace to get in behind. They don't have to still worry about us. If we go 1-0 down, I still believe that we can come back and win. My concern is that back 5. But Mings done well, gives you that left little thing, but against
they weren't
better
tested,
side,
they weren't tested.
But for tonight against Scotland,
do you think they'll get tested tonight?
No, I don't know.
Nah.
Not with
you know what it is? The passion.
Yeah. It'll be one of those games that'll be a mistake where Stones might handle something, or it might bring him
Weak
down.
back pass or something.
I think you've got to have 20, 30 minutes of be prepared to have the aggressive sort of Scotland team on you.
That's what they're going to be.
They're going to be looking for set pieces. They're going to be looking for any way they
John
can get
McGinn knows Tyrone Mings very well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I think he's been a standout player for Aston Villa over the last 3 years.
He's a super player.
Yeah, goal against us as well.
Yeah. What's your lasting memories from years gone by with sort of England Scotland games?
There's got to be that Gazza, isn't it? There's got to be Gazza in that.
Let's have a look. I don't know if you've seen the documentary of when Venables is saying Gazza kept knocking on my door that night going, am I playing? And Venables was like, no, I'm not going to play tomorrow. Like a bit of a laugh so he can,
sleep,
relax, chill. He's like, he literally forced his way in his room, just sat there and went, no, you please play. He's like, yes, Gazza, you're playing. They go out of bed. This is like 3 a.m. Do you know what I mean? It was
great story.
Yeah, I love this story.
But that's it. That's the moment. Any England Scotland game I think of, it's got to be that, because it was a very similar hype. But it was.
Do you not think that Scotland team?
I remember that.
The Scotland team in years gone by was a much higher profile Scotland team. You look at the players they had at that stage: McAllister,
Hendry, Hutchinson,
Ali McCoy, Don
Hutchinson. McCoy was at the end of his career.
Maybe as a striker,
though.
I think Scotland are in a rebuild. Apart from Che Adams up top, they haven't got any experienced Premier League kind of players in those areas.
Attackers.
But they are such a different outfit to England, and we should be going out there, and it should be a comfortable win tonight. The reason it ain't going to be is because of rivalry.
And Steve Clark, I think Steve Clark's a very good manager as well. Mate.
Yeah,
all the experience.
He's learned a lot.
Chelsea.
He has a lot of connections as well.
Yeah, you know what? He's a top manager and really good guy. But
I think Billy Gilmore will be.
Smashed him, mate.
I think Billy Gilmore will be playing tonight.
I don't think he'll play.
I think he will.
Well, he didn't play last week, so I don't know if he's going to somehow slip in there.
Scott McTominay's coming to his own.
We put a poll up this morning about this. Who would you rather have, Scott McTominay or?
It's a stupid poll.
Scott McTominay or Declan Rice?
It's only got to be one.
It's Rice, isn't it?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look what the poll.
I do rate him.
I don't want two holding though tonight, man.
I don't think Phillips was holding. Phillips didn't look like he was holding to me. He was holding the ball, which allowed Rice just to sit in front of the back four.
67% said Rice. Yeah. That was it.
I voted 8 times.
That's on turn.
He's a player.
67% said Rice.
He's an unsung hero. He'll allow the other players to do.
If you look at McTominay in that cup final for Man United, he was their stand-up player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He was a stand-up player.
He's a really good player on the ball.
I think Rice has been the most consistent so far, but
they're very similar as well.
I didn't think that was as divisive as
can play in central midfield.
100%.
I didn't think that was as obvious a poll as it may seem.
If Kane's not firing tonight, does he sub him?
That's the thing.
Nah.
Why not?
He should do.
It's like with Tottenham, isn't it? You don't get subbed. Obviously, he got subbed towards the end
because he's got a goal in him, and he has got a goal in him.
He's got a penalty in him
anywhere.
Like, if you get a penalty, you got a goal in him.
Yeah,
that's something that Grealish can bring to the table. We'd always get fouled.
Yeah.
If you're listening in Southgate, which you won't be, because this is going on tomorrow.
It's too late.
It's too late.
What's your predictions, guys?
I'm going for a 3-1 England.
Ooh, nice. I'm going to go for 2-0. 2-0.
Always great.
I was thinking 3-1, but yeah, you think the same.
3-1. Let's lump it on, boys.
I think probably 2-1. 2-1 England. I think it'll be a tight, nervy sort of start to the game. I don't think there'll be much free-flowing football. I think it'll be fiery with the fans there as well. And then I think they'll pick them off in the end. But let's see. We touched upon
what's the prediction then?
I said 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. All right. We spoke about Sterling and some of the abuse that the players were getting for on the knee and whatnot. I thought it was quite apt with, the social media presence from being in blue and whatnot. Have you ever had any sort of negative trolling and
Where
that
do I
sort of thing.
start?
Exactly,
You've got
and
all day.
that's kind of.
I thought this podcast was only now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was
mate. Loads.
Yeah.
Loads. I see ya.
Yeah.
Block it out. Do you know what I mean? It's what you got to do, innit?
Yeah.
What about on stage while you're singing?
I've had loads of that.
Really?
I've had bottles thrown at me.
No, really?
Yeah, when we first started, yeah, I'd like fucking. I stopped the gig. I don't know if I really won't remember, but yeah, we was doing a show with like a club. You know, like plastic water bottles filled with water. I don't know if you hurts, bruv. Yeah. So I was like, you know, doing my thing. I just got a doing. I was like, I was like, hold on a minute, stop this. And I pointed him out, and everyone turned around and started booing this geezer and all that. But it's just nature of the beast, isn't it? It makes you the person you are today. That's it. You know, I've been in, when I was 16, I was in pubs and clubs singing and getting glass thrown at me and this and that. It just makes you the person you are today.
We put up, I say we, Turk put up a bit of a poll with questions for you. There was one in particular that we didn't want to put up, if I'm honest, which was quite along this sort of theme. It said, how has nobody out of the band killed Lee? But
Can't do that.
No.
But he's a character, and
yeah, he is.
All four of you bring so much to what Blue was, and anyone who's over the age of 30 can definitely relate to that.
Well, you've seen us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not just saying it, but the connection that you four have is just unreal.
But everyone's different.
Just unreal, yeah. But everyone's different. That's what makes it work.
Absolutely.
But like, what about the global stardom, mate? It's like you go to countries and places that you probably haven't even heard of, or heard of them now. But
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I remember going to countries and going into a hotel room and just sitting there doing interviews like this, and then you want to plane the next day, so you don't see nothing. Yeah. I remember us going to Japan for a day and a half, just sitting in a room like this, in a hotel room, just doing interviews. I was like, what is the point of us flying out here business class, which is lovely, but then you're not seeing the country?
Yeah.
You've got to get back to, you've got a photo shoot to do, or you've got an interview to do in London or wherever. Man. So it's crazy.
Well, you look like you had fun.
Hello? Yeah, this is Johnny B, tour manager for Blue. Okay, yeah. You want us to do 2 TVs? Guns? We've got 2 TVs.
I can see why you got the bottle to the end.
There's a big old bottle down there.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I thought we'd leave it on a positive note. Was going to touch on Tyson Fury and Wilder, but I think everybody's a bit deflated by the situation.
I'm
really.
just a bit like whatever now. I can't be bothered with it. It's like, innit?
Yeah, it's killing. Everything's killed the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the time was right, and I think you've just gone and killed it again. I think you can't keep building people up to keep nothing.
No.
Yeah,
I think that's a real key point. But thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Anthony, thank you very much.
No, thank you, boys.
It's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's been super.
And we'll definitely get you back on next season to talk about Spurs and where we're at and all that. We'll do it after
battling the relegation zone.
But thanks again to all our viewers. Keep supporting and to Manscaped as well. Please use the code SMGT. Get your 20% off. How's it looking over there? We'll have to get them anyway.
Mate, I need something. I'll break.
Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you,
boys. See ya.